everyone, it's Lori from Scraps by Sissy. Happy Thursday! How's everybody doing? Is it hot where you are? It's actually not going to be quite as bad today, but it'll be back up over 100 come the weekend. I hope your week is going well. See if I can get logged into my Facebook page on my laptop over here. If you are able to join me this morning, make sure you tell me you're here. Say hello. Let's see. You know, about a week or so ago, I got some kind of notification from Facebook about changing something. It said something about dark view or something, dark mode. And I clicked on it to see what it was all about. Well, it reset my Facebook to the new Facebook look, and it is nothing like what it used to be. So I'm still kind of getting used to that. You know, us old dogs have a hard time with change, teaching us tricks and all of that. I'm having a hard time finding where my videos are to log in. Let's see. Okay, let's try that. That should do it. So I got my Facebook. I got my paper pumpkin this month already. Hooray! The last 2 months it was kind of a crapshoot to see when I was going to get it. In fact, in June, I didn't get it until like the 28th or 29th or something. So I didn't even have a chance to do, for the last 2 months, I haven't had a chance to have my paper pumpkin night. But this month I think we're going to be able to get it done. So today we're going to be creating two alternates using our kit and a couple of different stamp sets. Hang on a second. My measurement sheet fell. So basically what I did on this one is I took the tea light bag and cut it down. And then this one we're using the, what is that? Something Notions stamp set. I saw somebody else use that stamp set on this, and I thought that was really kind of pretty, so I went with it. I don't think theirs was exactly like this, but I'll show you how to do that in a second. So when I get my blog post done, you can go to scrapsbysissy.com to get all the measurements for today. And if you would like to purchase anything, you can go to my online store and use that host code, and I'll send you a surprise. Remember, we're coming to the end of our bonus days coupons, meaning for every $50 you spend, you get a coupon in the mail. It's a coupon code for $5 off on an order next month. And you can collect as many as you want and use them all on one order or multiple orders, whatever works best for you. So today's two projects, the card bases I'm using are Thick Whisper White and Moonlight Madness, and both of them are cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and they're scored at 4 1/4. My inside layers are both Whisper White, and they're cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And then underneath the little tea bag, tea light bag, this little piece is cut out of the bag, and it's cut at 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. And underneath is a piece of that rainbow glitter paper. Have you seen that in our catalog? Isn't that pretty? And none of the glitter comes off. It's absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, that's also cut at 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. And then I guess I should show you the rest of this kit. It's really cute, and I can't wait to finish playing with it. It actually came with their postcards. This top layer is one of the postcards, but they're a full-size postcard, and they included envelopes with them so that you would just use a regular Forever stamp. The ink spot in it was the Blackberry Bliss. And then of course these are mini glue dots from a previous kit. And it has some of these really cute vellum mason jars. I haven't had a chance to play with those yet, but I see some cute things in my future with that. This is what the little tea light bags, if I can get this open for you. There we go. And you just stamp around that and put your little tea light in there. When I cut mine for my top layer, I just separated it at the seam and then trimmed it by hand to get a basic shape, and then I finished it off with my trimmer so that they were pretty even. Because I don't know about you, but I can't cut a straight line with a pair of scissors. And then comes with some Misty Moonlight. I put Moonlight Madness. That's Misty Moonlight for the cardstock. Oh, poor Lori. So it comes with the Misty Moonlight twine, and there's some more of the little mini glue dots and some of the little dimensionals. And the stamp set, and it's the die cut embellishments that I fell in love with. Look at the little lightning bugs and the little jars and the lanterns, and then this cute little Ferris wheel. I haven't put those together yet, but I can see some really cute scrapbook pages coming. I'm going to leave this out. No, I'll use this one here. I started to put one of the postcards together, but we're going to need, don't have enough of the stars there. We'll use this one because I'm going to use some of these stars on that card. And did I get the embellishments? There you go. These are two of the postcards that are left. And then you can get a add-on kit. They're 24 cards and envelopes, and they are $10. You have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber to get them. And I can see, and they're just, I mean, all of them are the same patterns as these postcards. So quick and easy cards to put together. And of course you always get a full sheet of instructions telling you how to put this together and the exclusive stamp set. So let's go ahead and get started on our card today, or I should say cards. So we'll start off with this one. And you can see I trimmed. This piece of glimmer paper is a little bit different than the one on the original sample, only because I didn't want to keep cutting it to get the same one. I wanted a different effect. And I thought this color actually went really well with this postcard. So basically all you want to do is take, after you've trimmed your tea light bag, and I'm going to use my Take-A-Pick tool, and I'm going to add some of the mini glue dots to the back, and then hope that's the back. I guess it doesn't really matter. And this really helps stick to the glimmer paper without bunching up the paper or anything. And I'm just going to add them randomly around so that it'll stick really well to that glimmer paper. We'll even put one right smack in the middle. I think I should put one right there. And then we'll just pop off the tops. Of course, when I was doing this yesterday, they were popping off and flying, kind of like that. And then once we get all of those off, it'll make it easier, make it real easy to glue this to the glimmer paper. See if we can get this down. We didn't watch the fireworks this year. Fireworks around here don't start until 10 o'clock or so. And I'm still in the habit of going to bed at about 9:30 or so because I get up early. I'm a morning person. Always have been. How about you? Are you morning or are you a night person? I never was a night owl, even when I was in school. Okay, so we're just going to lay this right on top of that glimmer paper. And then it'll look like fireworks underneath with all that glitter. There, just like that. Isn't that cute? You can see the little shimmer. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp the little fireworks stamp. And I'm using my large Blackberry Bliss. I save my little ink spots. And where are my stamps? Here they are. And I am for the sentiments for the inside or the outside and the inside, I'm using the Itty Bitty Birthdays. I wanted to make this a birthday card. We're just going to randomly stamp this around. just like so. Let's put one up here in the corner. Okay, because that one's going to get covered up. I'll set that aside. And then I'm going to stamp the Time to Celebrate at the bottom. And it looks like I've got, I re-inked this yesterday because when I stamped that it wasn't very dark. There, Time to Celebrate. And what better way to celebrate than with fireworks. I'm not quite awake yet. I apologize. Okay, we're going to tie a piece of that gold trim from the Forever Fern. I'm going to close this up. Now bring out the gold in those embellishments. Just going to twist it around like so. And we'll trim it. We're going to tie a bow. I'll give you a hint here, a little tip. Because this is such fragile trim, tying a bow this way, it tends to slip. So if you tie it in a knot at this point, it makes it much easier to tie the loops in the bow. So that is if you can get the knot done. There we go. Okay. Now I'll tie my loops. That's still a little loose than I prefer, but it'll be okay being that the fireworks are going to go over that. And then we'll just, I'm all thumbs this morning. Try this again. There we go. Maybe. There we go. I'll just pull our little legs a little bit here. Straighten out our bow. That little twine type trim can be touchy sometimes. Okay, just trim that just like that. And then when it starts to fray a little bit, it'll really give it some, let's leave it along like that. It'll give it some character. So we'll go ahead and add some adhesive to add it to the card front. And this is that new Stampin' Seal. Love, love, love. I know some people have a little bit of a hard time with it, but there is a little bit of a learning curve there. And we'll just fold our thick Whisper White card base in half. And I'll set him down just like that. Now I'll add some dimensionals to him to straddle the twine. And if this was real loose and moved around, you could actually stick a mini glue dot underneath to secure that, and it would be just fine. Okay, get rid of all our little dimensional backs. I'll just put that just right here. Okay, so now we'll add some of those stars. Did I take them out already? I did. Haha. Right here. So we'll add one of those in the middle. And it looks like I covered up most of the centers there. So we'll just put one down here. We'll add another mini glue dot. I guess if I didn't throw things around when I was done with it, I might find it a little bit faster. Just put one down here. Just slide him under there so at least you can see the star. We'll do the same up there. And that'll give you 3 stars with that one. Almost like a tic-tac-toe, huh? Charlie would giggle at that. We had Charlie here Monday and Tuesday. So it's always a fun time with that kid. I can't believe he's getting so tall. He's almost taller than I am. Okay, so for the inside piece, to mimic the rounded corners on the postcard, I'm going to round the corners on my piece of Whisper White, and I'm using the detailed, I think detailed trio punch, I think that's what it's called. So you're just going to stick your corner in there and just punch it, just like so. You know what? I think I was supposed to do those too, wasn't I? Oops. See, I rounded those. I didn't on that. So that'll give you a look at how it looks either way. There we go. Have those all done. And now we're going to ink up the edges, because I'm trying to mimic that kind of that washed look. And this will break up the white on white on the inside of that card. This is one of our sponges. I cut them in fourths and I use a punch to create my little handle. This is the retired circle tab punch is what it was. Okay, oh, I guess I don't need to put that away yet. I still need to stamp the inside. So we're going to stamp the fireworks again, but this time I'm going to stamp it off because I don't want that to be the focus. It's just kind of a add there. And then we'll also add one of the stars. It's stuck. I think on the inside of that one I used one of the gold embellishments. They are flat, so you could use that on the inside. Let's get that off. We'll just stick him right there. And this basically brings in the outside of the card to the inside. And now the sentiment, it's sure to be a fun day. Anytime you have fireworks, it's a fun day, right? Okay. We're done with that. Let's put this away so I don't stick my fingers in it. And we'll add this to the inside of the card. Oops, got a little stringy there. And we are done. Quick and easy. So there's the two different, I could stick a mini glue dot under there. The two different looks, rounded edges, the square edges. So now let's go on to our next card. And the next one is using the, I think it's called Seaside Notions. We're actually going to do some heat embossing on this one. I'm actually going to use the Misty Moonlight and clear embossing powder so that it shows you can use any of our inks and still heat emboss them. Let's set that aside so we don't end up with a mess on that. And again, this is the Misty Moonlight, not Moonlight Madness. I don't know where I came up with that. Making up my own ink names. Okay, we'll set him aside. So, to create colors in your heat embossing, you're going to want to use the Versamark ink. Let's get this out of the way. And I need my Stampin' Scrub. Hang on half a sec. Because I'm going to want to clean my stamp in between so that we don't end up with blue ink in my Versamark. All right. So this is our Stampin' Scrub for those who haven't seen it. And we just squirt it with our little Stampin' Mist. This is the old style. We now have really big bottles. So first I'm going to ink my seahorse in the Versamark. Then we're going to ink it in the Misty Moonlight. And then we're going to stamp him right here. All right. Now I'm going to add the clear embossing powder to him so that the ink doesn't dry out on us. And then I will stamp. They're like, I don't know, they look like little bubbles. I thought that went well with the Milky Way type stars on the card. Sure, we got plenty on there. Okay, now we're going to ink up our little bubbles. Do the same thing. Ink it in the blue, and you're just going to randomly stamp. You're going to clean it, stamp it in the Versamark, then in the blue, clean it, and we're repeating. You want to make sure you leave enough room for your sentiment. Okay, so now we'll add the clear embossing powder to that. Where'd my little spoon go? Here it is. I like to keep my embossing powder in these little, it's not Tupperware, it's something you just buy in the grocery store. That way it seems to be easier to keep it from getting everywhere. You know how it is when you use powder. Same with glitter. It gets everywhere. There. Okay. So you can kind of see the little powder all over the glass, all over the card. Now, this is going to get a little loud because I'm going to go ahead and heat emboss right on camera, because I know there's some that have never heat embossed, and it's one of those things that just wows people. So I'm going to turn on my heat tool, and a hairdryer does not work because it doesn't get hot enough. Let that warm up a second. And then you just want to run it back and forth. You can see how it's melting, how it changes colors. See that? I think out of all the stamping techniques, heat embossing is one of my favorites still to this day. It's just so fun to watch it melt, and then you can turn your card, you can kind of see it shine. You'll really see it on the seahorse. You do want to be careful, not get your fingers underneath that because it is hot. Make sure you're in the shot. Okay, I think we got it. Set that aside. You see how shiny it is? And if you've missed a spot, you'll be able to see it because it'll be kind of powdery. Isn't that pretty? And see, these areas are where I just stamped without re-inking. So now we'll stamp the sentiment, and it's thinking of you. We're just going to stamp that right down on the corner here. I didn't put an inside sentiment because I wasn't sure who was going to get this card, but I do want to add another seahorse. We're going to stamp him off. Just add him to the corner here. Isn't he pretty? I love that blue. When you stamp off Night of Navy, it's very close to this blue. I'll add this. Got little trims from our gold trim. Add this to the inside of the card. Even though I use that little throwaway plastic container, you can still feel some powder on the desktop. Move him down. I'm going to add him. Now you could add rhinestones if you wanted, but I wanted to keep this kind of simple with the thinking of you. I didn't want to make it too in your face. Which is unusual for me, isn't it? Because you know how I like bling. And there you go. That's a quick and easy, simple card, isn't it? So pretty. And then our other two alternates, using that beautiful rainbow glimmer paper. Let's see. Oh, people have joined me. See, I was so busy stamping, I didn't see you. And it doesn't show notification on my phone. So, hi, Janine. I see you're here. And who else is here? Claudia. Hi, Claudia. And Beth is here, and Vicky is here. I'm glad I finally saw everybody before I got off the air. I thank you for stopping by and spending time with me. If there's anything here that you like, please head over to scrapsbysissy.com. Once I get my blog post in, I'll have links to my online store. That's the host code to use. If you're interested in subscribing to Paper Pumpkin, I'll have a link there to go directly to Paper Pumpkin to subscribe. There will be refills for this kit. I think they're going to be available next week. So if this was one of those kits you really loved and you've used up all your pieces, you can still get more. Thanks again for stopping by, and I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. Take care.